Oh,
Girl, I'm
she
tired
I
froze.
too. Can
am
you
tired.
tell?
My brain is tired. My
Better
brain
wake
Oh
is
that
yeah.
motherfucker
tired,
up,
dog.
girl.
All right, all right. Uh,
And we're live.
man,
Okay.
welcome to the Immersive Experience, a podcast about you, for you, from you. And tonight we talk about. I'm acting like I froze because I forgot. So give me a minute.
Oh, I thought you did freeze. I
Yeah,
was
How
do it
caught
far is
up
Dominican
too
for a
time.
far?
second.
Man,
I was like, this nigga
tonight,
froze. Like, man, wait.
man. No, I legit forgot. Tonight we talk about oh, how far is too
How
far?
far is too far?
Yes, I appreciate you. How far is too far? I'm your host, Mr. Accountability, or J Rail on Facebook, and I have with me three lovely ladies. Daisy, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello. Good evening. Good night. I'm Desi Lou. I'll be so aggressive, I feel like, but I'm not that aggressive, y'all. Good night. I'm Desi Lou. And I always want to introduce the podcast again. However, you can follow the immersive experience on Instagram at the underscore immersive experience. Also on YouTube at the immersive experience podcast, and right here on Facebook with the same name. You can catch us here every Thursday and Sunday, and I'll let y'all go from there. Oh, and you can follow me at Chocolate Codeine on Cash App. No.
Oh,
Why her
Cash
chuckle
App.
just made us
Okay.
laugh like that?
Oh,
No.
Hello. This is big news, not the little one.
She
Oh,
said hello.
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 Hello. Big Newski, not the little one.
Would you like some tea? Hello.
Of
get the
course.
fuck.
You can follow me at Nunu underscore Doe, Queens underscore Closet underscore plus boutique, QC underscore Studios underscore Chicago, and the list goes on. Let's get it.
Underscore.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Everyone. I hope everyone has had a good day. Um, my name is China. I'm back again, back in the presence of three great vessels. You can follow me at China Victoria on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can see all of my lovely work and my posts and my quotes and everything about my little life on there. There you go.
All right, all right, all right. So first, I want to start by asking all three of you lovely ladies, what does it mean to you when I say how far is too far?
Who TV on? Cause that's all I
Oh,
hear
I'm
in the
sorry.
background.
You know my dog on TV. My
Oh,
AirPods pick up everything. I'm sorry, I forget. It's low to me, but loud to y'all.
But yeah, what does it mean to you all when I ask you how far is too far?
It just depends on what situation are you talking about. How far is too far? Like how far is too far when it comes to relationships? How far is too far when you want to achieve something, a goal, a career?
How far is too far when it comes to how much you willing to deal with and how much you willing to push?
I think when you say how far is too far, I think a limit has just been pushed overall.
Right.
yeah,
Like,
but
Okay.
how
like,
far is
what's
too
too
far?
far?
A
Like,
limit
what'll
has been
deplete
pushed.
you? What's out your range right now? Like, if I told you to go run 5 miles, what's too far?
Well, first of all, you said running,
Six.
so that's just too far anyway. Cause I'm not. I done did my one and my two with running. I'm done with the running. I walk. I can
so
walk
what
five
I so what
miles.
I'm saying is, well, that's what he asking. Like, what's too far for you? Like, how you know you pushing yourself too far? Or how you know you going too far?
I think it comes down to when it starts to play on your mental, when it starts to affect you as an individual, when it starts to create chaos in your environment, and you have to take a step back and do some reevaluations on what you need to fix.
All right, China. Hold on to
or pull back on.
hold on to that. Hold on to that for me. No, no. How far is too far for you?
Shit, these 4 days without food. The fuck, like, nah, but just being. I'm so hungry, y'all. I'm sorry. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, like I said, just a limit has been pushed. I know when I've been pushed too far. Obviously, when I get frustrated, when I'm frustrated, I feel like I've been pushed too far. Like, okay, it's time to take a step back. I shouldn't be this frustrated. I'm working on my emotions and being so easily triggered. So I know if I allow my emotions to get the best of me, and I'm like visibly frustrated, okay, then yeah, you've been pushed too far with anything, like life, my business, my daughter, shit, her school, anything. When I'm
Okay.
frustrated, I've been pushed too far.
No, no. Hold on to that. Des, how far is too far?
Anything that take me away from my authenticity too far for me. So it's out the question.
I got you, and I'm gonna come back to you, devil's advocate. China. How do you separate your mind from being pushed too far, from your emotions getting in the way and swaying you a different way?
I don't think you can never take your mental capacity out of being pushed too far. You can always take the self by using your mind saying, this is too much for me. Because you should know how much. Some people don't know when to stop or when to let go of something that is not good for them. But usually your self intuition or your self worth should tell you, hey, you're worth more than this. When you create yourself or when you create a space within yourself and it's filled with good people, a good environment, and you know that something feels foreign to you, just like those red flags, then that's when you know, hey, this ain't. You should automatically know this is just need. We need to stop right here. We got to cut it off.
But that's just your mind telling you got to cut it off. How do you separate your mind from your emotions? Because sometimes your
Oof.
emotions can sway you to, hey, I'm gonna stick it out. Hey, I'm gonna keep going. Hey, I'm gonna keep trying. So how do you honestly tell yourself that my mind has already been pushed too far? I have to walk away to block out them emotions telling you to stay.
Well, is it your emotions have pushed too been pushed too far, and your mind is telling you to walk away because the heart is deceitful.
No, 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 no. In the beginning, you said how far is too far for you. You know it's too far when your mind is out of there. When you start doing things that
Yeah, it's when things starts to play on your emotions, it starts affecting your mentality because you get confused. And in order to think things clear, you have to create a space you have to give yourself space away from what's creating that chaos in your life to help you think more clearer, to help you make better decisions on whatever situation it is that you're trying to achieve that ain't working.
so you pretty much separate yourself from the problem.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to separate yourself from the problem in order to think clearer, to give yourself a clearer thought process on it. You have to process certain things in a way where it's not going to affect you, because once you start allowing things to affect you, it affects your environment.
Got you, got you. No, no. You said for you that frustration sets in, you get irritated, agitated, et cetera, et cetera. When it comes to work, your daughter, outside life, whatever, right? So how do you keep yourself calm enough to realize this is my daughter? I shouldn't allow her actions to frustrate me because she's still learning. This is my job. I shouldn't allow this to push me past my limits because this is what I want to do. This is what I want in life.
Just by talking myself down. That's literally praying and talking myself down. I have to sit back, self reflect, self evaluate. Like, okay, what's going on here? It's me trying to sort through and like decipher my emotions. Like, okay, why am I feeling like this? Okay, now that I done figured out why I'm feeling like this, okay, what can we do to get a better grip on our emotions about this? Okay, now that we got a better grip on our emotions about it, okay, now we can process and move on. Just talking myself down.
Okay, so with that being said,
Process.
can you honestly
Process. The
can you honestly
process of elimination.
can you
Mhm.
honestly say to this day that you change yourself to the point that, how do I say this? You change yourself to the point that you're not still having to do those same talks, where you're able to say, "Hey, I've created a space to where I know I had to stay calm. I know
No,
that." No.
because I've always been a very easily triggered person. I'm not as easily triggered as I used to be because, again, just over the years of talking myself down, learning what I'm up
Growth.
against. Yeah, learning what I'm up against, picking and choosing my battles a lot wiser. Um, I'm I'm not at a point where I don't still get irritated because I'm a still, even though I know what I'm up against, it's like a natural reaction. Like, okay, I'm irritated, but let me see why I'm irritated.
So do you feel like you know what pushes you past your limits?
Mm.
Sometimes, like, and I'm gonna keep on talking about this fast that I'm doing. Like, I ain't never went this long without food in my life.
But I think that's a mental thing because you're feeding the body. It's just not in a solid form.
Yeah, I ain't never
It's
went
in the
this long
form
without
of
a
liquid.
meal. I'm a
So do you
foodie. I like to cook. I like to eat. Like this is
But you're
discipline.
still feeding the body. It's a mental thing.
so do you feel like the things that you want more, you have more patience towards, and they don't
Yes,
irritate you as
like
much?
yeah, like so when it like I always say, one thing that I've noticed about myself, the only time I could practice discipline is when I'm severely pushed. I
Hmm.
have to be cornered in order to practice discipline, and I'm working on that. Like, no, that's not the only time that I should be practicing discipline. Like
But
right now, I'm preparing for surgery. I know that if I eat and I go have my surgery, I know it's a high chance that I'm gonna come out of it vomiting very violently and all type of stuff that people go through by not listening to the doctor's instructions and fasting before my surgery. So with that being said, because I don't want to feel like that, because I have a fear of throwing up too violently and busting my stitches, that's what's
Ooh,
keeping me from not eat. Like literally, that's what my mind at with that.
right.
I have to go that extreme in order to say, all right, get that shit together.
at the same time, you will never know how you can get better, when you can get better at things, until you test it. Anybody can have a whole good month of, let's say, China, you have real bad anger. You can always have a whole good month of no anger, and in a lot of people's minds, they see that as, oh, that's progress. Oh, well, I'm being consistent. I'm getting better. But the reality of it is, you just haven't had anything to push you to test
I
that
just had a
anger.
good one.
You just had
I
a good
just had a
month.
good. Mm-hmm.
Desi, Des. Last but not least, how would you tell yourself, your younger self, right now? How would you tell your younger self, don't allow everything that's pushed you and not you to not do it? What would you tell yourself?
Same shit I told myself this time around. Don't accept everything that's handed to you. You gotta really get down to the bottom of stuff. I'm all about research, and that's why I'm all about research. Because I looked around me and everybody was being handed shit, and they was just like, okay, and I was like, no, I'm not okay with that. I just gotta know what I'm looking at, and I'll go back, and if I could tell me sooner, like research now. But it was, back then I was lazy, but I did it. But it required more going to the library and all that other type of shit. Good good evening, Elizabeth. She said continual growth, and I think that's when you were talking, Nunu.
Mhm.
So do you feel like you going through those things are not what made you what you are today? You being able to be pushed as far as you did. Do you feel like that is what made you what you are today? Or how you are today?
Yeah, everything that I went, like I say, I'm not a vessel. I'm a culmination. I mean that wholeheartedly. Like I'm all of my experiences all at once. That's how I'm here today.
So, because of your experiences, would you still go back and tell yourself to change the things earlier as opposed to going through them?
I ain't think I really. I just go further into your research. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying you don't gotta change much. Just look. Just be more
Okay.
willing to look. Just be open to looking. I'm not. I ain't giving you no answers because I would. However I do it the same all over again. Even if I didn't tell myself nothing, it'll still be the same knowledge.
Okay. So then, in terms of personal growth, what are some signs that you're pushing yourself too hard and risking burning out and risking burning out instead of achieving progress?
Other people, other people, because I don't
Girl, when
know.
you get sick, your body tell you every time you burn it out, you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
No, but in that case, yeah. But when I'm speaking in other terms of other people. That's how I be knowing. I'm tired of these people. But yeah, no, for real. When I work too hard, when I go too hard, that's the only time I get sick. So other than that, mom, I don't stop. I don't get tired until my body tells me I'm tired.
Got you. Got you. No. When it comes to learning new skills, how do you strike a balance between challenging yourself and setting realistic expectations?
I guess depending on how interested I am in the task you put in front of me. If it's something really, really interesting that I'm intrigued in, like I'll put my all into it. Put my and I'm gonna dominate it every time. But if it's not something that I'm interested in, I'm gonna procrastinate every time.
Do you feel like in a way that stunts your growth?
Absolutely.
So how far do you feel you willing to push yourself to have that balance or have set those realistic expectations?
I think I started by just being organized. Um, I have a to-do list with things on there that I skip over every day because I procrastinate. It's not the most fun thing to do. But just what I'm working on right now is like getting more organized. Like, okay, this is because I like Desiree. I remember back when I first started Queen's Class, one of the first things you told me was like, you need to get you a schedule and stick to it. Because I was all over the place, and I've gotten better. I've gotten so much better since then, but I still have some more work to do in that area. Like I have to get more organized. Like with my, I have to set aside time for social media, set aside time for shipping, set aside time for just different little tasks that keep everything going. Like
Yourself.
we talk about just the business. Like we go on myself for days, but I'm just talking about the business for that. But
So
yeah, just being organized as a whole. Like I have to get in order to achieve that, I got to get some organized. Like I would like to see myself a little more organized.
so with your organization and everything with your business, how do you challenge yourself?
By tackling tasks that I don't be want to do. I just go for it. Like, you know what? This is what we focusing in on today. And I have been slowly getting stuff tackled off my list.
So even things that you don't want to do, wouldn't you say those are realistic expectations?
Yeah. Like stuff that I don't want to do. This is stuff that, like you said, when I procrastinate, it definitely stunts my growth because the stuff that I procrastinate on is stuff that will actually grow my business. But because I'm procrastinating, I'm stunting my growth.
So
So, which is, mhm,
wouldn't you say your challenges come from and or can stem from your procrastination?
yeah,
Mhm. She say that all the time.
yeah, and I know that's
Okay.
the problem. It's just a matter of me. Okay, now that we know what the problem is, let's do something about it. We've already identified the problem, so now let's start doing something about it. Because don't nobody want to keep hearing. Well, I know what the problem is. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Got you. China, you looking all serious. Rub your chin.
Going to
You all
sleep.
right?
I'm
Okay, so look.
sleepy.
So in 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 the realm of emotional well-being, what are some indicators that you're pushing yourself too far in terms of self-improvement and neglecting self-care?
That sound like depression. Um, if you neglecting self care, that's definitely
I agree.
this depression.
I
How
agree.
you know when you get them?
Some people don't recognize. Some
Hell
people
no,
don't
you
recognize
don't realize you there. You don't realize it until it like somebody, some stuff like that. It got to be brought to your attention. I know it has to be brought to my attention.
Why do both of you feel like you don't realize self depression?
because we ignore it. That's the same thing I was saying about certain red flags that you ignore that ain't good for you. We ignore the signs that we sometimes we put ourselves last. And I don't care what Desiree thinking over there, why she looking all crazy. but sometimes we ignore things that harms us. And we ignore that our body is tired. We ignore that our mind is tired. But we got to keep going, especially if you're a single parent. You're like, okay, this child, especially a single parent with multiple kids. You're like, okay, this child needs this child needs that child needs this, or I gotta, if Nunu, she got to do stuff for her business. I gotta do this for my business. If you in school, I gotta study for this test. I gotta do this. It's like you're a well-rounded person. So when do you actually have time to sit back and say, I need a breather? It don't hit you until something like kind of drastic happens and you're like, I really need to sit down. I'm getting headaches, I'm losing sleep, I'm getting irritable, I'm lashing out on people, I'm not myself. Your body starts to send you signals that we ignore all the time.
Okay, so based on what you've already been through in life and where you are now,
Mhm.
how far do you allow yourself to be pushed now?
I don't really allow myself to be pushed at all.
So you don't. So in a sense, you don't allow yourself to be pushed. So you wouldn't say you would get to a point where you're neglecting self care.
No.
So how did you create that time?
What you mean? How do I create what time?
How did you create time to put self care into yourself and self improvement?
Oh
You
Jesus,
gotta,
I'm
you
sorry. I'm a
gotta,
daughter snoring.
you actually gotta make time for yourself. If you don't make time for yourself, you're gonna explode.
Oh no, no, I know you have to, but how did you create
How did
time?
I do that?
Mm-hmm.
I created schedules for myself. I cut certain things out and I started implementing like things that I love or like. Like actually, when me and Desiree started talking, and I used to love to write poetry, but I ain't wrote in so many years because at this big age, life be
You
life.
you you in that statement.
At this big age.
At this
Boy,
big
we all
age,
at this big age. Trust me.
life be lifing. When you become, I got so caught up in the titles that I kind of just forgot where I wanted to be or what I wanted to do in life. And I started putting that mom role, that wife role, that, started being all I can be for my family. And I forgot to be all I can be for China. So when certain things started stepping out in my life, it made me realize that, oh, well, I used to love this, and I used to love to do this, and I used to like to do this, but I stopped doing a lot of things that I like to do, but to please other people instead of pleasing myself. So certain areas of my life got cut out in order for me to recognize that I had to pull back and start implementing love back into my life, for myself.
Thank you for saying that. So I want everybody to hear this question. All right.
Lord Jesus.
You know what you want in life, right? You know where you want to be at for the most part. You know the things you want to do, things you want to go, places you want to go, things you want to see. You all innately know these things. You know the kind of career you want. You know these things at this big age. Sound about
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
So if you can go back,
Yeah.
if you can go back to let's say 16, hypothetically speaking, wouldn't you push
Mm-hmm.
yourself
At
still?
16 ain't no shit, but keep
Wouldn't
going.
when no 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 16 with the same knowledge you have now? Wouldn't you push yourself still to achieve the things that you want? and cancel out self care because
Yeah, but
you know what you got to do to get there.
16, my life. But at 16, my life would have been different. At 16, I wasn't a wife. At 16, if I had the mentality I have now, and I was 16 years old, I wasn't a wife at 16 and I ain't have three
No, no,
kids.
I'm not.
So
I'm not saying that you were a wife. I'm saying like you already have knowledge on self care. You have knowledge of the fact that you feel you need self care. You need to put that time into yourself, right?
hmm
Knowing
right.
you need to put time
hmm
into yourself, but you also have goals. You also have a career that you want to push out there, pursue, but you got to push yourself to do that. And sometimes that may call for canceling out self care. Would you do it, or would you stick with the mindset you have now and take those days off, take that time off, not push
Shit,
as
at
hard?
I would
16, I
definitely take
practiced
that
self
time.
care better then than I do now.
I know. I was like, I would
We had
definitely take
time, and
that
then
self
we
care
had the
because I
time.
don't
What
care.
is you really doing there? Well, I don't know. Everybody was brought up a little different, but I know when I was 16,
I really
shit,
didn't care about certain
baby,
things. I wasn't as
young, wild, and
serious
free, worried about
as
myself.
things. Yeah, I was way less stressless at 16 years
Yeah, I
old
ain't
than
had
I
no
am at 30.
kids, girl. Shit,
I didn't have no
I was
bills.
working, but all my I'm
And I'm not
16,
thinking
all
about
my money going in my
buying
pockets.
no house at no
No,
16.
no, 16 was it's just an age I threw out there. It's just a random age. It could be 16, it could be 20, it could be 22, whatever, whatnot.
He's
It's
saying
just
you
a random
16
age.
and you going back in time with the same knowledge that you got now.
Yes.
How would you do things with your
Would I
knowledge that
do
you got
things?
now at
I would
Oh
16?
yeah,
definitely.
I'll invest in my
I would
credit.
definitely do things
I doing
differently.
all
I
type
would
of shit.
definitely do things differently. At 16 years old, with the knowledge
Shit.
I have now, you wouldn't be able to tell me shit because I'll be a genius.
But see
Hell yeah,
that
I'd invested in
but
my
see
credit, bought me some property,
no
goddamn, got
no
me a trust fund, some more
Exactly.
shit.
but see that's the thing though. All those things y'all want, all those things you see now, that takes for you to push more and more of yourself and cancel out self care.
No, absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
So with me, my tunnel vision is severe, which is why I tend to forget to take care of myself. Um, when I'm focused in, like I said, when I'm focused in on something, I'm focused in. I won't answer my phone or nothing. Like if I'm really heavily studying something or trying to get a project done or something, I will shut the whole entire world out other than what's
But
absolutely
isn't
needed.
that a form of self care? Because you
No,
handle the things you need
Mm-mm.
for yourself,
no.
for
Mm-mm.
for
That's
growth.
just that's just right. I'm putting time and effort into my growth. But even in
Until
that tunnel
you,
vision, I still have to, because I use this term all the time, come up for air. At some point, I got to come up for air, and
oh
that's
well,
what I'm
yeah.
not good at. That's what I'm not good at, coming up
So
for
you
air.
gotta learn
I
how
don't be
to
trying to come up for
differentiate.
air. I just be trying to get to the end of that tunnel.
You gotta learn how to
Differentiate, separate. What word you looking
Yeah,
for?
So y'all so y'all
separate.
y'all want balance and still be able to achieve them goals.
yeah.
That y'all want balance.
You
Right,
got to be
Okay.
able to
right.
obtain some type of balance. Like me getting back into my self care. I literally, physically had to look at myself in the mirror. Like, you touch too much money to look as rough as you look. Your braids that grew all out under your wig. You ain't got your nails and your feet done. You ain't went and got a wax. You ain't been shopping. You ain't did shit. Nothing for yourself. But Nyla, oh baby, she glass.
If I had the mindset now that back then, I still will push myself because I know where I want to get and I know what it takes to get there. And that will in turn have to tell myself, you got to put self-care to the side for a little while. You're gonna get it at some point in your life, but right now it's okay to push it away.
But
I
if
don't
you
think
had,
I think
but
even
if
then
you
you can
had
still practice
16
self-care
years
though.
old, it'll be an easier route because you already know what you know at this point. You wouldn't have to struggle as hard, or or
But
you.
I will
It's
still do
like
the same
the
things I
knowledge will
did.
already be there. The knowledge will already be there, so it'll be an easier road for you instead of missing out on self care. You'd be like, okay, all I got to do is X, Y, and Z to accomplish one, two, and three, and boom, voila,
No,
magic.
just because I'm doing it smarter doesn't mean I have more time.
Nobody said okay, so if you're doing
I
it
need time for
smarter,
self-care.
if you're doing it smarter, then that means you're you're able to accumulate the time you need because you're working more smarter and not harder.
That's
But
what I was
I
just gonna say. I feel like if you moving smarter, that do give you a little more time because now you ain't got that get lost wiggle room. You ain't got that trial and error no more because you smarter and you just know what to
Right.
do.
but
So
But
that
then
does
I
give
I
you
feel
more
also
like
know
time.
that
y'all
I
not
also
thinking
know
about the human complex of once you get where you trying to get to, you gonna want more.
yes, and I
Cause that's
also
where we at right now. We done
mm-hmm.
found out all
But
this
that
knowledge,
wasn't the
and now
question.
you sitting here, you trying to
That
apply
wasn't
it
the
at this
question.
point.
I still think like I still feel like there should be some sort of balance, even when because I get what Jarrell's saying. Like if you 16 and if you knew what you knew, if you knew then what you know now, would you apply it? Absolutely, but I would still also apply that self care. It still got to be some balance. It still got to be balanced because again,
Hmm.
one thing that I had to learn over time was balance. I didn't have no balance. I was just pushing, 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 pushing. No balance, no self care, no nothing. But
Elizabeth
you know,
said, "Oh, what you saying, Nunu?"
no, I was just saying, I wouldn't take the self care out. Would I practice it as much as pushing for my goals? Absolutely not, because we ain't got time to be kicking it. We got a goal to reach. However, you still have to take that time out because that's part of mental health.
Elizabeth said there was a saying: if you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness.
Facts.
And I agree with that, and I know
I
that
agree with
from
that.
That's
experience.
100%.
that. This is why I say it should still be some sort of balance. Like if I like for example, like I said, you
But
said
how would you
with the
incorporate that balance when you don't incorporate it now?
I do incorporate it now. I do incorporate it now.
You just told us on the podcast not too
Oh, I
long
Baby
know
ago.
I
steps.
incorporate
You
that.
just told us on the
I'm
podcast not too long ago, no, that you always busy. It's always something. It's always this. It's always that. I'm on the move. I'm on the run. I'm always hustling. You say all the
But
time,
I
I'm a
still
hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a
I
hustler.
still
You
practice
don't got that
self-care
much
though.
time.
That's not true. Because my form of self-care is, for example, something as simple as taking a bath. You want to know why? Because I take a shower every day because I gotta go.
I know
I gotta
that's
go.
right,
I
baby.
gotta go. My friend Bree, she does yoni steams. I do those at home. That's my little moment to myself of self care. Desiree's sister Dominique, she make body scrubs. Instead of me just jumping in the shower, I'll jump in the tub and exfoliate my body, or I'll exfoliate my skin, or I give myself a
Hmm.
bath in my she makes bath salts as well with THC and CBD in it. That's my little
Because the
wind down time.
baths
Give me a glass of
relaxes
wine,
every part of
roll
your
me a blunt.
body.
That's my little self care. There's a massage place downstairs called Massage Envy. I've actually been looking into them and actually looking into possibly scheduling like bi-weekly massage. Just because I'm on the go, that don't mean that I don't make the time for the self care. I only just mentioned me being on go. I haven't mentioned the steps that I am taking towards putting incorporating my self care into my busy life. I definitely practice self care way more than I used to. Like I didn't do none of this stuff for myself. Then it would just be straight. I would have a pocket full of a bank and a pocket full of money, looking like the biggest bum you ever seen in your life, and I didn't care because I was on the move. I was getting to the money. But it's way deeper than that for me now than just getting to the money.
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with sacrificing my mental health for what I need to get to when
You
I need
better
to
not
get
be.
there.
You better
I'm
read what that lady said
mm-mm.
then.
I'm
Ain't
okay
no
with it
way.
because
Sacrifice for health.
I'm okay with it because it's right here. For one, I do it now, and I ain't mad at it. Two, I know where I wanted to get. I know where I needed to get. I know what I had to do to get there. And even with the knowledge I have now, I know at some point, as long as I get there in a smarter way, then now I have time for that self care that I passed up on, that I missed on. That's okay with me because I know at some
Yeah,
point
but guess
I'm
what? You're
going
gonna
to
be
achieve
fighting
both of the.
demons, honey.
I don't know.
So Jarrell,
I don't
what?
have
Self
any
How do
demons to
you
care
fight.
is
You're
practice
gonna be
self
more
care?
fighting
is
demons.
just like self care is more than just the external. It's shadow work. Self care can be shadow work. Self care is
Yes, the
more because you
mental.
gotta
Meditation,
deal with.
prayer,
It's
anything.
one thing when you say you always on the go. Okay, you taking the bath, but what you doing in the bath?
I'm not on my phone scrolling, posting. I'm relaxing. I'm smoking a blunt. I'm turning my TV around to my tub so I can watch TV, like literally.
So
I
when
know how
you
to
be by
separate.
yourself, when is it time that you be by yourself? No TV, no nothing. That's where I'm saying you don't do no self care. That's where I'm
That's
at.
but that's just your version of self care. Like my version is I don't care. I don't watch TV like that. So my version of self care may be sitting down, catching up on some shows,
So
not
then,
scrolling in my phone.
if that's the case, then if that's a form of self care, then for me going to the gym is a form of self care. So I'm not
That's what I
losing
was asking. Like,
anything.
what's your version of self
So
That
care?
so
is
so
that
then
is self care.
so then if that's the
That
case,
is
I'm
then
because
not
you working on
saying
your
that
health.
what she do is not a form of self-care, but even when you go to the gym, it's doing something for you mentally. It's decompressing you in some type of way.
no. I'm with you 100%. I'm trying to say it to them. If that's the case, then me going to the gym all that time in college, that's self care. So I'm not losing
I mean, you
anything.
working on your
If that's
health,
the
so that
case,
is self care.
so technically I'm not losing anything. Me pushing myself in the gym, it's not me pushing myself. It's self care.
And
So
that is a form of release. All of that.
my mental gonna be straight. My physical gonna be straight. So I wouldn't have an
But you just
illness.
said that you go hard to and you don't mind it playing on your mental status. If your mental isn't clear, how are you going to make better choices and decisions in life if you fucked up here? That don't even make sense to me.
Because the only way your mental get clear is if you actually sit with your mental. You got to sit with yourself. You got to
But you
sit
said
by
you
yourself.
willing to push yourself hard to the point where it's gonna mess
Yes,
up your mental. So that don't even make
I'm.
sense to me because then you creating a world of chaos.
I'm
Your
if
whole
I already
environment
know
ain't going you're not gonna respond correctly.
if I already know where I want to get and I know how I got to get there with the knowledge I have now, there is no reason for me to have the same bad mental. My mental is where it's at now because I allow myself to get in relationships and I allow myself to beat myself up after football didn't work out. That's why my mental is where it is now. But if I had the same knowledge I have now, you put me back then I have no reason for my mental to get bad. No reason at all. Because I'm just in the gym, working out periodically now as opposed to 6 days a week. I'm on the field doing 1 hour instead of 2 hours. I'm in the film room doing 2 hours instead of 1 hour. I'm in my bed resting, relaxing, working my body down. In class, I'm cool. My mind is not tired. I'm not as sleepy as I once was because I'm not on the field working out as long as I was. I'm not in the gym working out as long as I was. So mentally, I'm better because mentally back then I was horrible.
Yeah, but I'm
So
not
I'm not.
talking
So
about that part.
I'm not losing
I'm
anything.
glad about that part. I'm saying when you said that you would do that,
I would push myself.
you
Yes,
wouldn't mind you wouldn't mind sacrificing your mental to get what you want. That don't even make sense. I'd rather work in a stressless environment for less.
I'm still gonna push myself because I know I need to. Because I know the career I wanted to get and where I wanted to get. It requires you. It required me to still push myself.
But it required you to push yourself sanely, not insanely.
Yes, but the thoughts I have, knowledge I have now, will put me in a position to where I don't got to worry about my mental back then because I know what I went through already one time, so I won't go through that again. So I don't need a self care day. I don't need a self care moment. What do I need it for when I'm working smarter and not harder?
You working smarter, but you
Everybody
work.
need a self-care
Yeah,
day.
you working smarter, not harder. And like I said, that does give you more time. We talking about you going back in times when you're 16. But we still missing balance. Balance is still an important factor here. Like you still have to, in so many words, enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's just like the little story with the ants and the
Exactly.
fucking cricket. The cricket was kicking it all summer. The ants they was working. But in the wintertime, they wasn't still working. They was enjoying the fruits of their labor. They put in all that work so they
They
You
could
was
be
just
good
enjoying
said
all
their
winter.
food.
you just said what I said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work, and then later on enjoy the fruits of my labor.
See, that ain't sound like what you said. It sound like you said you just wanna just kind of like go for what
You
you
said
know.
you didn't need a mental health day because you were straight.
Not 100%. I ought to be straight because I'm going to work smarter instead of harder. So why do I need that break? I don't need a break when I'm already giving myself a break by dimming down on the things that I push myself further on.
So you saying that, for example, like the little ant story that I just used. They worked all summer and they enjoyed the fruits of their labor in the winter. Are you telling me that you will work all summer and winter long because fuck it? Why stop now?
Yes.
No,
Absolutely not.
you need some balance up in there somewhere.
Your body don't. Okay. No, you you about to go through a procedure,
Even
right?
Jesus rest on the
Hmm.
seventh day.
With
Let's be clear here.
this procedure you finna go through. Your body can't rest like you think it's gonna rest. You gotta stay consistent. You have to. Not
But
you don't
the
gotta
the
overwork
good
yourself,
thing about what I
but you
do
gotta
is
stay consistent.
a lot of my money get made on social media, so I can lay in bed and post
Not
and then just
money,
kind of chill.
not money. The body.
My body gonna rest. My
The
girl,
body
the
has to
LPN, she finna be over here taking care of me.
no. The body has to stay consistent for you to get
What
where you want to
I'm
get.
confused on what you're saying.
Okay, so y'all said I'm gonna work all summer and work all winter too. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be in the gym all summer and then to say fuck the gym all winter. That's not a balance for my body. I'm gonna get weak.
But that's not
Then
balanced at
then I
all.
gotta then I
Well,
Going
we're
to
gotta
the
not
then I have
gym.
saying
then I
that.
have to start back over.
We're not saying that you don't have to work on what you need to work on. We're out, but what we're saying is you work on what you need to work on, but there's also a balance where you have to take a day or maybe 2 days to say out of the month, maybe even, hey, I'm just gonna go and chill and decompress and have a moment to myself without any interruptions, without any
But you saying
disruption.
because he working smarter and not harder, he already implementing that time into it while he going through everything.
Yes.
I guess he just not saying it, or y'all not
No.
picking it
What
up
I
like that.
what I said was I'm going to slow down on the field time, slow down on the gym time, upgrade on the class time, upgrade on chilling in my bed, relaxing, massaging my body. Like I'm gonna upgrade on those and downgrade
I guess I
everything
just
else.
don't agree with the incorporation. I think it should still be like a division, a separation of the two. That's what I'm saying. I see
So
what
pretty
you're
much,
saying. Like you saying, you incorporating that as you go. Me,
As he
I think it
go.
should still be a separation.
Yeah, okay. I get it now. I get what you're
got
saying.
you.
I think you should still separate the two. Like if you work out, if you would have worked hard all week, shit, treat yourself to a steak on that 7 day. Nothing wrong with this shit.
I don't eat steak nowhere. Shit nasty.
Whatever you eat, chicken, lamb,
That is
pork,
right.
fish,
All right,
treat
Des.
yourself.
In the pursuing of self acceptance, self love, how do you know you're pushing yourself too far by constantly seeking external validation instead of embracing your true self?
I guess people just don't be understanding what I be talking about sometimes. So that's how I just be knowing, like, okay, I'm asking the wrong people, or I just need to go within the answers for myself, or just get around people that the external validation usually is just kind of like if I'm around the people that I know who know me, then I'll be alright. So like if I think I'm pushing myself too far or something, usually the people who know me, they'll say something, but usually my body up. I know before anybody else will know.
So, do you feel like you should push yourself for people that push for you?
What you mean? Like
Like, if a person pushing for you, pushing far for you, do you feel like you should push that same amount of distance for them, if not further?
reciprocate what they giving me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you do that for what reason? Self validation, external validation.
No, that's just who I am. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like I said, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you.
I feel that. I feel that.
Mhm.
China. In terms of personal boundaries, what actions or behaviors do you consider crossing the line?
Ooh, child. Um, I'm a I'm a big believer that respect should be given in all forms. And when you start disrespecting someone, I mean, I feel like that's just crossing a boundary. When you start disrespecting, I just think disrespect altogether just crossing boundaries. Like, If you take that respect out of the situation, then there's nothing else to talk about, really and truly.
So, what are your forms of respect and or disrespect? What are
It
some
just
forms for you?
it just depends on what it is and what situation it is. Name calling is disrespectful. Putting your hands on somebody is disrespectful. Um, it's so many different forms of disrespect.
Okay.
Not keeping your word,
Ah, no, 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 no,
lying.
no, no, no. We not. We please don't bring up keeping your word. That's one subject for me that makes no sense. It is inhumanly impossible to keep your word.
That's not
What?
true.
Lord
What
It's
are you
in.
talking
Jesus.
about?
You don't know what's gonna happen.
So you
I,
No, but you know
communicate
what
that.
the fuck you said.
but you
You
don't know
Okay.
communicate
you
that.
don't know what's going to
You don't know what's
that's the
gonna
word. No, no, no,
happen,
no,
but you
no, no.
communicate that.
No, communication is what people should say because a lot of people are so big. I've been told so much. Be a man of your word. Be a man of your word. Be a man of your word. Reality of it is nobody can possibly be what they are to their word. Nobody.
So your word ain't good for shit when you said that we gonna work out at the gym after this service.
I can tell you, but at the end of the day, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't know what's gonna happen. So
Well, I know I'm keeping my word with this
That's
fast, and ain't nothing
different.
going. A
it's
That
not
is
cheeseburger
different.
ain't
No,
going in my
different.
mouth.
it's not
That's what I
different.
do know.
Nobody
It's
knows
innately
what's going to
impossible.
happen to them throughout the day or the days go by or this and the other. However, if your ass at the house chilling and you done told me X, Y, and Z and you done sat here and did A, B, C and we were supposed to do one, two, and three, you communicate that with little old me over
Yes,
here because I'm
communication
thinking
is the
that
thing,
is yeah,
but
communication is one thing, but if you can never come through and you never keep your word, I'm gonna be looking at you sideways.
Yeah,
people
like
are
for example, like you said, we're gonna be working out after I have my procedure. Okay, cool. If every time my car say, all right, if you say, all right, the risk, we're gonna do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and every Monday and Wednesday and Friday it's a different excuse, I'm gonna instantly feel disrespected because you said something and you're not even doing what you said you was gonna do.
but
Especially,
people go through
especially
shit
in
though.
our case, because you push it, you don't even want me to have this surgery, so
People go
you
through
gotta
shit.
hold yourself accountable.
But people go through shit.
Then keep your mouth
And
You
you
don't
closed.
know what they go
communicate
through.
that. You
Even but
People
communicate
need to keep
no,
their
that.
no.
mouth closed.
Even if you communicate it, most times people still get mad anyway. They'll say it anyway. Perfect example. When it comes to baby daddy, baby mom relationships, when the baby mama say, hey, this, and that needs to get done for school, right? And then the dad say, okay, cool, I'll make sure I buy the books or I buy the book bag or whatever, whatnot, right? Then he say, when it comes time to buy the book bag before school, he say, I'm gonna have the book bag on the 18th. He go back to school on the 19th. 18th roll around, he hit you up and say, hey, I ain't got it. Something came up.
Well, you knew you wasn't gonna
All that
have it
happens
You
is
had
before
ample time to
then.
get that shit
You
though,
knew
bro.
all
you didn't have it before then. So you let me know so I can make other arrangements to make sure that my child has what they need.
no. He said he was going to have it on the 18th.
But
That's what he
but he
said.
knew
So
he
on the
wasn't gonna
18th,
have it.
so on the
But
18th,
why would you wait till the 18th to come to that conclusion? You knew before the 18th that you ain't
Exactly.
have
That's
it.
irresponsible.
so if a motherfucker give you a date, they're responsible.
If a motherfucker give me a date and he don't come through with that date and he tell me the date of that he ain't got what he's supposed to have because
Something came up. A bill came
something
up.
came up
I'm
and he
let's take this
knew.
podcast for a second. We all get on here every week as our commitment to Desiree and support her in this podcast. If she sent us that link every week and we don't jump on, that's a sign of disrespect to her podcast. Why open up? I could have kept my mouth closed and not said I was gonna be on here at all. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, stuff do come up, and yeah, communication is key. But I knew long before 9 o'clock whether I was gonna be able to be on here or not. I'm not gonna wait till 9 o'clock to let her know, oh, I ain't gonna be able to make it. You see what I'm saying? It's out of respect.
Regardless,
Because I
communication
don't
is
know what she may
communication.
have planned around me being on here. She may have specific questions that she just may want to ask me, and now she got to alter her podcast because I'm not gonna be a part of it no
But
more.
even if you communicate, that's what matters. Last Sunday, I couldn't make it. A couple days, I couldn't make it. This past Sunday, I couldn't make it. I let Des know earlier, but in a sense that I couldn't let her know right then and there, and I couldn't let her know to the next day. And I said, hey, sorry about yesterday and whatnot. Something came up. No matter what, that communication is what matters. Not the fact that I wasn't a man of my word. I went on a podcast. No, I communicated with her, even if it was after, because
Right, but
you're not always in
that's not a
control of.
sign of disrespect. You're not in control of what happened. However, if you do that 2, 3 weeks in a row, it's a sign of disrespect.
It's not disrespect. If something come up 2, 3 weeks in a row, if something come up,
Because
life
if
happens.
life happens, but it's happening every time it's time for a podcast, though,
So okay, so what happened when people make excuses?
they can go to hell
Is that a
without
form?
with their excuses. And
That
listen, I'm real blunt, so like the excuses don't be fitting in my hallway nowhere. Like if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm just simply going to do it. Yeah,
I'm
stuff do happen, but let's just be for real. If I make a commitment, I made a commitment to fast. Stuff been passed up. I pass the checkers of Wendy's and McDonald's every day away. Stuff happened. I got a car that can drive right in the driveway. Do I choose to do that? No. Why would I do that? I risk a lot by doing that. It's all you still control your narrative. Like
Yep.
I can
you
at
only
the end of the
control
day,
so much.
Nyla,
You
I
can
could have had
only control
me
so
with my
much, but
staff.
communication is key.
Yeah,
But
If
communication is
you
key.
in a lot
But
of
if
always
it's
ways,
if
consistent,
you always
it's
letting
not
me down,
communication. It's disrespect.
it's disrespect. And if you always saying that you're gonna do something, I'm gonna lose faith in you. I'm gonna lose trust in you. I'm gonna lose all of these key elements
And you
that
gonna
make
lose
a
what?
relationship.
Respect for them.
Right. You're not a man of your word. I can't trust you to keep your word. I can't
okay, so
depend on you.
so
I
so
can't, if
when
this is a consistent thing, I can see if it happens ever so
Cause me
often and it's
personally, like
random.
I ain't gonna
But
hold you. I
consistently,
ain't finna be trying
boy,
to like
bye.
if we set to a schedule like I said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If every Monday and Wednesday and Friday something life happens, shit by Friday that's it. We ain't got to worry about this shit next week.
okay, so y'all sign a commitment to your lease, right?
Mhm.
When you sign a commitment to your lease, let's say something come up, you can't pay the rent on the first, you got to pay on the
You
15th.
said let's say, but keep going.
Okay, so something comes up, right? You can't pay it on the first, you got to pay it on the 15th. And by you paying on the 15th, you got other bills to pay too. Those got to get paid or they got to get pushed. So let's say you pay them. Next month, rent get pushed again because you already behind the first month. You already behind. So now next month, you still ain't a man of your word because you said you're gonna pay on the first, like this lease said. But the fact you're not paying on the first, me as a landlord, I should just put you out. Even though you're paying, I should just put you out because
But you knew before the first you couldn't pay though.
even if you communicate, it still doesn't matter. You're not a man of your word. You signed this contract stating that you was gonna pay me this, and that. You didn't say, oh well, something may come up or whatnot. I'm gonna pay you when I can. No,
So
you told me you gonna pay me on the
that's like
first.
comparing apples
I
to
think,
oranges.
yeah, I think it just hit different when it's a consistent letdown. Things
When
do
it's
you could. I think you
consistency,
confusing a
That
consistent
can be
with a thing happen.
that can be a
What
consistent
I think
letdown
it
too.
is this. Even though you saying that's what that is, you still making a choice to push that off. So even though you could have been a man of your word, you decided that it was something else that took priority over that.
No, if you got late on your rent for whatever reason, right? Let's say you in the hospital or whatnot, and it made you miss work, you late on your rent. Once you late on your rent once, sometimes it's not always easy to bounce back depending on what else you got going on in your life. It has to be paid as well. So now you're the bind to where okay, now I got to figure out how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. I'm still gonna pay the rent. I'm just gonna be late for 2 or 3 months
But you
until I
talking
can get
about a
back
So
to
you
that spot.
setback
still
though, like
being a man of your word, you still paying the rent.
you just not paying it on the first. But it's still getting done though. Now take that example. Now if you do that for 6, 7 months straight, then that's not a shit happens. That's just you not paying your rent on time.
that's just you being a shitty person.
I don't know. I'm teeter totter for me.
Scratch his cheek.
I'm teeter totter. I'm a strong believer in man. Shit happens.
Yeah, shit
Shit,
do
But
happen. I
shit
Shit
ain't
do
gonna
shit
take
happen,
away
happen.
happens.
from that.
true.
But
But
we can't.
even
But
when
shit
shit
don't
happen,
consistently
it's
happen
up to
though.
you to navigate what you finna do with the shit that's happening.
That's why I said
You
you
still
control
gotta
your
navigate the
narrative.
shit.
It's called priorities.
Shit
You
happens.
can't sit here. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, I gotta sit here. I gotta pay rent, but I'm gonna sit here and pay this, or I'm gonna use my money to go out to the casino." But
But he's
and
saying like if he go to the hospital, this man sick, laid up in the bed, can't go to work, can't go to school, can't pay no bills, can't do none of that. That's what you're talking about, right? That type of shit happening, right?
100%.
that's
So I don't know.
different.
I don't know if
That's
I'm
not a
living in an
consistent
unrealistic world,
thing.
but
That's
like
not a consistent thing.
if I wind up sick in the hospital and it delays me on something, I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not in the hospital the rest of my life. I would think that when I would get out, like, all right, I'm gonna have to pick up a little overtime so I can play catch up. You know what I'm
Affleck gonna
saying?
kick in. I'm finna get my supplemental benefits. Fuck that. My
That's
job
why you got
insurance
insurance
finna
for
fucking
when
kick
shit
in because I done
happens.
thought about this shit already because I was prepared for shit
Right.
like this. Even though I didn't know this shit was gonna happen, I better get y'all some motherfucking Affleck. Go be up in that hospital, get that
Bitch
ten
just needs to
thousand
work for
dollars while you
Affleck.
laid up in that
Okay.
hospital bed.
I don't know.
The
Like I said,
fuck?
for me, I've seen a decent amount of stuff, put it like that, and I've heard a decent amount of shit, especially when it comes to relationships. Well, when it comes to kids, I should say,
Oh Lord.
I feel like
it's
people.
tough.
I feel like people tend to lean on the shit happens too much for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, but I still get it though. Like, we're not gonna act like this is a perfect world we in and shit don't happen. Shit definitely happens, but when
Shit
How
shit
you
happens,
making
yeah.
consistently
that shit
happens, it
up?
then becomes bullshit. Like, okay,
But
if this
people are so
consistently happen
predicated
like this,
on
it's you. You the problem.
people are so predicated on holding a person accountable for something, or having expectations for a person for something that most of the time they ain't got that shit for themselves.
Yeah, but
Well, then
again,
that's a different.
I'm
That's
gonna
a
go
whole
back to just
different
keep your mouth
situation.
closed. Keep your motherfucking
So
mouth closed then.
how in the hell can you get mad at a motherfucker when they slip up
Because
on
they
this, slip
could
up
have
on
kept
that?
their mouth closed. Don't open up your mouth telling me
I'm
what you
not.
gonna do and not doing it.
I stopped getting mad at people. That's how far too far because
I
bitch,
know,
you
I
and
know,
not me. So I
I know.
can't.
You
You
know
can
what?
only show me
I'm gonna
what you
give
gonna
you.
do.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example myself, right? So my daughter's mother, she asked me for something a long time ago, a little while ago, actually, beginning of school year. She asked me to get the half of my fucking school supplies and shit, right? Cool.
Hmm.
Which we do every year. We split half and half or whatnot. I let her know 2 weeks in advance before she even has school. Hey, check was short or whatnot. I gotta wait till she actually starts school. When I get paid that Friday, I can get it then. It was, oh, you said you was gonna get this and that, be a man of your word and woo woo. Now I gotta figure it out. In my head, it's like, excuse my language, but bitch. I didn't say that, but I wanted to. Bitch. You knew just as well as I knew this motherfucking list had to get done, right? So in my head, please leave me the fuck alone before this shit get real bad. Cause why are you really sitting here getting mad when it's 2 weeks before she starts school? I'm still gonna get it. I'm communicating with you, and just like the same shit that you wanted me to get, you got the same fucking list I got. Because the reality of it is, let me have my kid, let me have my kids. I'm not asking mom for shit. For what? They're my
Okay,
kids.
so the thing is it's literally communication. It goes back to communication, right? So
Still
you could have
communicated, it didn't matter.
easily said, okay, hold on. You could have easily said, "Hey, baby mama, um, I don't like baby mama and baby daddy." So you could have easily said, "Hey, um, can you go ahead and get the things that you're gonna get for her, the things that she needs most for when she starts school, and then I'll get the rest because right now, um, I'm short on my end and I won't be able to get it until the day school starts or the day after school starts or the week school starts." That still should be okay due to the fact that they don't have much going on that first week of school.
What's the difference in what you said or what I said?
That goes back to how what I always say. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
You
So
want to be
so
coddled. I
hold,
got a
hold
problem
on.
with that.
So
That's like
so
for
so
go
me
yo fuck
saying,
your feelings. Fuck what you saying. You need to
That's
say it
not
to me like
coddling.
this.
That's compromising and lessening the situation to make a better outcome. Ain't nothing
No,
listen,
it's
coddling anything.
coddling
it
to
ain't
the
shit to
woman. He
listen.
just said the same shit
I
you
said the
said.
same
You
shit you
just
said,
want
just
him to come
less.
in and say it a little nicer or something. But he just said he can't take care of it. I got you next in the next 2 weeks.
I said the same exact shit you said, just less. All I said was, hey, my check was short or whatnot. I'm still gonna get the
But I
stuff, but I
also
won't be able to get
detailed
it.
it down so she can understand, hey, can you go ahead and get the most important thing she needs?
Layman's terms is you were gonna get half, I was gonna get half. I don't
I
got
understand
I
that.
don't what I gotta detail something down for when I told you the blatant
Who
what it
hadn't
is.
started yet?
I told you blatantly what it is. My check was
He
short.
said school hadn't started yet, but they was going to get, she wouldn't have the stuff or whatever. What you say by time school start?
She wouldn't
So
have it until that Friday,
after school,
her first week of school. I said I'm still gonna get it.
right? And I
So I
and
so I got a baby talking motherfucker with some shit.
Sometimes you do.
Oh hell no! I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Sometimes you gotta call. Sometimes you have to compromise, and it's not like I said. It's not how you. It's not what you say. It's how you say it.
I didn't say shit wrong or bad.
You didn't, but you also know the person that you're dealing with as well. And if a person trying to find certain things to
I gotta
argue,
placate to you.
it's not
Nah, I'm just
placating.
telling you
It's
what it
not.
is. I'm
It's
I'm
not
telling you,
placating. It's
it's
it's keeping the
placating.
stress
How you
level
feel about
down.
that, Nunu?
Well, I mean, I'm real direct. Talk to me quick and I slick. You know,
Right.
I hear what he's saying. Like look, I was short. I couldn't do it this week. Me personally, it's like, okay, cool. Well, now that you let me know, I know how to better prepare. I know what I need to do move forward. I personally
But
don't see a
that's
problem with it.
new. That's how she will respond. That's how I will respond. That's probably how Desiree will respond. But you know what type of person you dealing with before you even
But
bring
see,
that
that's
shit
a
to the
them
She
problem
not
table.
though.
wrong. She not wrong. Ha!
That's a them problem though.
Yeah, I have no idea how that's my problem. I didn't come at you disrespectful. I didn't come at you ignorant. I just blatantly said, "Yo, look, my check was a little short or whatnot. I'm still gonna get her supply the first week. She'll still have it.
You can't like one thing I learned, you can't coddle everybody's feelings. You
I'm
can't.
not. I'm not
No,
coddling
it's
In
shit.
not
that
I'm gonna
about
just tell
advantage
you.
you
coddling.
may
It's not
want
about
to.
That
coddling the
sound.
feelings.
She's saying it's a deeper communication. It's more about breaking everything down to the person instead. But I still feel like that's coddling. I'm sorry, but however,
I
I'm.
mean, y'all can all it might be on a different level of coddling, but if it's gonna save you a headache, why the fuck not? Why not choose words that's
she
gonna
the one with the
solve
headache, bitch.
different?
I told you what it is. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like
Ah.
But it
in this
shouldn't even be like
situation, like
it shouldn't even be like with the like I don't know how your relationship is with your children's mother, but you guys should know how to communicate without all the back and forth. That shit don't
I'm not.
even.
That was years ago. We two peas in the motherfucking pie now. Being both my kids' mamas. We two peas in the motherfucking pie. That was years ago. But it happened, and it was like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Like, I'm still gonna get it. You ain't gotta get it. I'm still
So
gonna get the
okay,
same
so
shit.
that basically okay. So if you came to her today and you said, and it was about school, and the whole scenario situation happened, would you get the same response?
No, now no.
Uh, My whole point.
But
It
I wouldn't
depends
change.
on
I
whatever
wouldn't
the
know.
situation
I wouldn't
was.
change. I wouldn't change my
No,
words.
I'm saying you said exactly what you said to her. Hey, what's your baby mama name? We're just gonna say the Little Mermaid. Hey, the Little Mermaid.
not the Little Mermaid
Um,
on week.
I ain't got. It's two. You said it was 2 weeks in advance, right? That you told her.
Hmm.
So, hey, the Little Mermaid. I ain't got it right now. I'm not gonna be able to get it, but I got it. It's that following Friday. She would have the same response, or would it be a different response, different day, older version of this female now in today's time?
It'd be completely different. Be a whole lot
That's
better.
so when you talk to her amongst this conversation, was the situation rocky between y'all two? Was y'all at odds then?
I don't know what. No, we were decent then too. I don't know what the hell's going on with her that day, but it got taken out on me. I got an apology later on today,
Yeah, so I'm
but
reevaluating
it's
the do.
like, oh, that's called
Yeah,
for.
Derek said it wasn't the words. A person gonna be mad regardless how you talk to them if they choose to,
True.
and I agree with that shit.
That's true. They're gonna feel how they want to feel regardless. You can't change a person's, but as long as you know you did your part, I guess that's all that matters. However, like I said, sometimes it's not always. It's always how you say things. It's not all like choosing your words is always wordplay with me. That's how I feel. It's
I just
wordplay.
don't feel like you. I feel like if he had to fix something, it wasn't nothing wrong with what he's. I can see if he came to her like, "Bitch, I don't got the money" or something. But that's not how. That's not how he came. Like it was really just real simple, dry cut. Like
Yeah,
what we
and I
mad
guess
for?
that's why I'm like, girl, shit, you can't call away and fuck a body because I'm a
That's
real
But
to the
all
is
point
that
it is.
person.
how is that really how he came, or did he come? Is that what he telling her us he came, and she perceived it differently? It could be so many scenarios in that situation.
No,
I
I'm not
know
a.
Jarrell. I
Look.
know Jarrell. I've been knowing this man for a long time. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no, man.
You know Jarrell. as a friend, but you don't know Jarrell in a relationship.
I've been in all his relationships. No.
Literally, shit.
But you ain't
What
been the
fuck is you
female
talking
in
about?
all of the relationships. That's a big difference.
To an
Huh?
extent, but I'd be real. I can't name not one female that I've talked to or dated that wouldn't come back to me. Not one. Honestly, can't name a
Well,
soul.
I always said you was a good baby daddy, Jarrell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm always do what I can while I can, and I'm very big on paying attention. So and me paying attention, I in turn, which isn't right, but I in turn end up putting people's feelings and emotions above my own because I'm
Woo, honey,
predicated
that
on
is so
I'm
wrong.
I'm
I do
I'm
that a lot.
I'm very predicated on everybody else's happiness. If I fuck
I
with you,
used to do that, but I don't do that no more.
Desiree asked me, "Why does you always have to? How? Why is it always their decision? Why? What is it about? Why you make the decision? Because I always put people's happiness over my own all the time, and I didn't even realize that until she started nagging me about it.
I I always realized that I just didn't care. Like I was cool with them being happy. Like you know what, cool. I'm making them happy. I ain't even mad. I can do.
And me and
I can deal
Jarrell
with
had
that.
too many conversations about that shit.
100%.
Boy, nigga.
100%. I've always told
Larissa was
myself,
my catalyst. She had to help me through that hump
yeah,
though, because I understand. Don't worry.
yeah. Now, I've
I
always told
feel like
myself that I'm
I
in
don't know.
people's lives, so what I
Sometimes
can
I
do for
feel
them.
like yeah, me too. And sometimes I feel like if I'm happy, then if I'm making myself happy, I'm doing something like something else is wrong. Like I used to feel guilty for being happy.
Larissa used
That's
to
best.
always tell me to think more of myself. Once you
Mm,
Hey,
start thinking more of yourself, you will stop letting people think so less of you.
that's so true.
yeah.
Real, real,
But I
real.
had to also start practicing what I preach too.
Yeah, she
Yup.
preached it. It got to me. I don't know.
No, I had to.
I be calling that bitch, thanking her all the time. Girl, thank you so much. I don't even know.
No, it's been this few. I mean, it's been. I always thought, more myself, but there are situations where I could practice that more. Even to this day, where I could practice that more. Like, bitch, think a little more of yourself.
You
Hmm.
should. You should. And to cancel that surgery. You should do
Oh,
that.
Jarrell
You should do that.
No,
girl, he
have
got you
that
laid right into his
surgery.
hand, didn't he?
Could
Have
beat it.
that
Oh no.
surgery. You
Jarrell could
have
beat it with
that
a bat.
surgery.
Man.
He could beat it with a bat. He just needs to bring your ass up there with some flowers, my nigga. That's the best I can tell you.
I'm gonna still
That's
show
why
up.
Sometimes,
I'm having this surgery.
sometimes having a surgery or getting an enhancement in your life, it gives you the motivation you need to keep going. So I say, do what makes you happy, and if that's what's
You know
gonna make
what?
you
So,
happy, then do it.
like I
I'm not.
explained to Jarrell, and I don't
I'm
mind
not.
for
I'm
putting
not
up to the
mad about her
podcast
doing
about
it.
it. I know
I,
you're not mad about it. It's just
Yeah, we know you're
I
not
need him
mad
to
about it.
understand it's a health thing too, guys. Like I have severe sleep apnea. I am over
Oh,
300 pounds. I stop breathing in my sleep for long periods of time to the point where I
oh,
have woken up feeling dizzy. I feel like this contributes to a lot of my memory loss. Outside of me being such a busy person, I have a lot of memory loss. Like I forget a lot of shit because part of it got to do with me being so on the go all the time. But part of it,
yeah.
I feel like it's definitely a lack of oxygen to my brain because I got my first sleep study test 4 years ago. I was moderate to severe. I didn't take it serious. I didn't get the CPAP. I never got my treatment for it. They prescribed it to me and everything. But I was hung up on sleeping with a damn CPAP on. It's embarrassing. If I got a nigga over here, like, what the fuck? That's embarrassing. Now here we are 4 years later, and it went from moderate to severe to just flat out severe.
Mm,
So that my levels I have elevated a little bit, like my glucose has gone up a little bit. My blood pressure readings are reading a little higher. So it's honestly 50% cosmetic, 50% health for me.
gotcha.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Like it
So
ain't
it's
even
just
just
something that you need
cosmetic.
to do for yourself, for your
Yeah,
life. You still have a
working
child to
out will get me
raise.
there, but I know losing this weight a little more rapidly because, like they told me, we're gonna give you the CPAP, but in a couple of months, you're not even gonna need it no more because you've been the weight has contributed. Because I had picked up weight in 4 years, the weight has contributed to, you going from moderate to severe to just severe.
right. So like, so let me ask y'all this: yoga, don't that help with like breathing and stuff too?
I don't know. I know it helps limber you and stuff, and it Controls breathing.
It's like meditating.
Meditating. Okay. Look, no. I'm gonna try my last time. Look, I don't care if I
Not
gotta
you
learn.
finna tell me start doing yoga.
I gotta learn a little yoga or whatnot. I do what I gotta do. You
You
feel me?
take your
Like,
ass in that class with me after the service.
man.
It's
But
it's,
nah,
it's
nah.
bad though. It's not bad, but it's bad enough. Like if I don't get a grip now, it will get bad.
But nah, do your shit though. I mean, look, if the biggest thing I'm gonna tell you from experience, not my self experience, but experience, and Nunu, you and I talked. Um, just make sure that your research that you're doing, like you just flowing with that shit because it's a lot with it. You know, it can be a lot with it.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
like I was telling
it
China
could
and
be a lot.
Desiree on the phone the last time we was talking about, I'm like, I'm doing my on my end, I'm doing everything I gotta do to physically prepare my body for this surgery. Like I'm beefed up on vitamins, I'm beefed up on this sea moss and elderberry syrup. Like I'm more of a naturalist than I'd rather give me some herbs over the drugs. The only drugs that I prefer to take is pain pills because I don't like dealing with pain. But I'm trying to get my system so strong that
Mm,
the healing process is gonna be a breeze. I'm fully prepared to sit down,
right.
relax, allow my body, give itself time to heal. Like I'm not trying to get up and go. Like I'm fully prepared to sit the fuck down. Furthermore, my cousin Erica, who dropped on here, who sell the sea moss, she not gonna let me get my ass up. So I have the perfect person over here to hold me accountable for sitting my ass down and allow myself to heal the way I need to.
I feel that. I feel that. Like I said, I'll still be up there Monday. I'll come get on your nerves.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Throw a couple fruit snacks at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in there with my love, with my matching robe and
Not
my
a
matching
fruit
bonnet
snack.
on and shit, spiffy or whatnot.
You gonna be in that motherfucker shit talking funny too.
You think so?
Yeah, they
I
gotta put
hope
that. They
not.
gotta put that long ass tooth on your throat. That shit gonna. When they
Ain't no
pull it
doubt
out,
about that.
you gonna be like,
But they
when you pull that motherfucker
no,
out,
they gotta
shit.
see, yeah.
Good night.
Oh, Elizabeth
I'm
said, "Good
look.
night,
Good
child. I'm tired of
night.
y'all."
I'm telling. That's why I said do your research with all that shit, yo. It's a lot with that shit, yo.
It
A
is,
whole
and
lot.
it's. But I have a really good surgeon, though. I have a really good surgeon. He has had no zero complications, like zero complications.
That's
So I
what's
think
up.
I'm in good hands.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, honestly, I think one of the biggest things in me that I fear about surgery, which is why I wouldn't even get it, outside of like the whole mistake thing, like
Yeah,
you don't know what they doing to you.
you don't.
Like
That's why you just got to put
you
it in
just
God's hands,
you just a
literally.
body. You just a body. They could be in that motherfucker doing all kind of shit to your body. You just a body just laying there. Like you don't know. You have no
Yeah.
control. That's always been one of my fears. Like you just prone. Like you just not moving.
You gotta trust the process. Shit, I've been put under anesthesia before. Hell, I didn't had a whole epidural. I had to trust them not to make me fucking
Paralyzed.
paralyzed the rest of my life.
Yeah, that
I
shit
pushed a
tough.
whole kid out. Like,
I had
listen,
three of
And I
them.
don't care what
you know what I'm
nobody say.
saying?
Fuck that. That is the nastiest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I
Oh,
had I
that
almost
shit is
told off my baby daddy
nasty.
while I was pushing.
What are
He
you
gave me the
talking about?
nastiest look.
What's nasty?
He talking about when the kid come out.
100%.
That is the most beautiful thing on.
No, that's no. They need to stop lying to people telling them that
Desiree, what's
that
this
looks
nonverbal for?
nasty. It looks
Because she
nasty.
said that's the most beautiful thing, and I saw that shit.
Yeah, that shit looks
Yeah,
nasty as hell.
it is a little. It's a strenuous
It's,
process. Trust.
I
It's
then
still
a
it's
see all
like
my
strenuous
friends
process, but
push
it's
them out before I
so
had
the
my baby.
process is so beautiful.
Girl,
The
no, it is not.
connection
This
of
shit
the
hurt.
moment is what's beautiful. What's being
Everything
pushed
about
out
it
and
is
ripping your
pretty.
coochie up and bleeding
shit
all down there, that
nasty.
is not it.
Well, that's
For,
normal. That's
it's
normal.
normal, but
It's
it
normal,
it
but
looks
it's nasty.
disgustingly nasty.
It's
That
Yeah,
not
shit hurt. That's
nasty.
why I stopped at one.
fuck
It's
I'm
not
not
that.
going
nasty.
back through
I
labor
didn't
delivery.
say it was nasty. I said it looks disgustingly nasty.
No,
That shit,
it don't.
It ain't a nigga out here cold enough to send me back to labor and delivery. I don't care who you is, what you coming with,
I'll go
what
back.
type of hubby. God could hang you down here himself, but
I
I'll be
ain't
like,
never
nope.
been. I walked through that bitch one time and was like, "Oh, look at all the babies. Won't be me." Oh,
that shit tough, man.
Oh,
Baby
look
come
at all
out,
the
then after the baby
babies.
finally come out, a whole bunch of shit come out behind them. It's like, nope,
See, I ain't do all that. We had a clean birth. It was
nope.
That's
lit.
probably because she ate ate something that she wasn't supposed to eat
No, no,
that
no,
they
no, 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 no,
claim
no,
not
no,
to.
no, no, no. Not actual shit, but like
The placenta and
whole bunch
stuff.
of
He talking
stuff
about
come
the
out
Oh,
and
the
afterbirth.
placenta.
that
Talking
shit
about the
People
just hit the
take
afterbirth.
their
ground and like nope, nope.
no. They well, it's not supposed to hit the ground,
Something
but
hit
they
the ground.
take the placenta and they
And you
make
still went back up in
pill
there like you never left.
capsules.
That's different.
Exactly after the
That's different.
whole.
That's
But
different.
anyway, they take the placenta and some females
Yeah,
make
they freeze it and eat it.
yep, freeze it
Yeah,
and eat
y'all
it, or
seen
they
that
make
movie
pill
Nowhere?
capsules.
That shit
Yeah,
traumatized me. I bet I won't be pregnant getting in
Well,
no
that's
that shit
container.
tough.
the placenta is the
Gee,
most nutrient part of the pregnancy.
Oop.
She ate that bitch too. She started biting and chowing down on that motherfucker like it was the best thing ever. I was like, you
baby,
better
no,
eat that.
ma'am, no,
I
ma'am.
Oop.
don't think
And
I could
all
do
this
that, but I
smell,
could make
I
a
know
pill
that
capsule
container
out of it.
smelled like afterbirth. That bitch stank up in there.
You can make a pill capsule out of it, and I prefer to do it that way.
Nope.
She was stranded eating that shit raw. Wasn't no pill capsule, wasn't no food, nothing. She was biting into that beautiful shit that you
What
like so
movie was
much.
It's
this?
called
What movie?
nowhere.
I'm gonna have to go find look at that.
That shit decent.
Yes, and you
I
should
like
you should want to eat it raw. It's so beautiful to you. You shouldn't
I'm
judge
not
it.
gonna I'm
Ain't
not
get
gonna
nobody the
insert
process. Girl, eat that
I
shit.
said yeah, it's not a nasty it's not nasty to me, it's beautiful. I
That
mean
shit
I think
nasty.
dissecting is not to me, call me baby Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? Goddamn.
Dissecting, I don't mind that, but that other shit, that's how hell no, that shit out of there.
She took a chunk out of that bitch like she was Ronald McDonald.
That
Well,
was a good ass movie though.
if you hungry, you gonna eat whatever.
I would have
Mm.
died in that container because I would have panicked so hard that I just would have died. I
You
just
would have lost
I
all your
don't give a fuck
oxygen.
about what
Hey,
nobody
but
talking
and
about.
since we
I
talking
would have
about
never
movies,
thought to put nothing together. I would have never been trying to fish for shit. I would have died. Like
oh, I
that's
definitely would
it.
have died, bitch. I'm allergic to seafood. Shit, I
I'm
definitely
gonna
would have died.
die.
It's over.
She wasn't even eating seafood, bitch. She had a
She did start eating fish. Remember when she started catching
oh
the
yeah,
fish?
she did. Yeah, that's when she
Yeah.
got that net. But before that, that's nigga girl. I can't tell you too much because China want to watch the movie. But hello,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying.
no.
Oh, while y'all at it, man, make sure y'all check out that damn documentary behind the set.
Oh, the
Check out,
That's
Nickelodeon
up.
shit.
Behind the set.
man.
And
Just check
make
it
sure
out.
y'all watch Surviving Death. That's
And
a
what's
good
that
one
Okay.
on
about?
And make sure
Netflix.
y'all tune into the Immersive Experience every
On
Thursday and
Sunday.
Sunday at 8 p.m. Thursdays at 10 p.m. I appreciate y'all for working with us
9
tonight.
p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
for us.
Oh yeah.
Well, right. 10 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. CST.
Okay, because that's right. We way past your bedtime.
Shit, mine
Absolutely.
too.
Mine too. You see me over here. I've been
Man.
fighting it
We right past it. And I
ever since
still
we got
gotta go
on.
outside and
Trust
talk
me.
to God. So what y'all doing?
Get in the
Girl,
shower
look,
and go
I
to
had to
sleep.
move away from Nida. She was over here
I
snoring.
talk to God. Oh my God.
Okay.
Well,
All
this
right,
was
y'all. Well, it's
everything
been
per every
real.
week.
I enjoyed everyone on
Said we gonna
here.
end the podcast for you. A guide, Mr.
Oh shit, sorry. I'm sorry. Look, hey,
Right, he
look,
over there dozing off. He
I'm
terrible.
I'm
I
tired, y'all. I don't do this late night shit, y'all.
That nigga looking like
Yeah.
nigga end this shit. Wrap this shit up.
I look. Anybody got any words? Hell.
And you
He's
know me, love piece of hair grease, baby.
what she was finna say. I agree with what she said. What the fuck she said? Ditto.
Shit, I'm with you when you're right.
Understand how far too far is, goddamn. Good
Man,
night.
Okay. Oh, trying to get the fuck up out of here.
Okay,
whole
China
time.
said.